Rule number 1,
Bios.
always right. Rule number 2, nothing else matters because
Bios
is always right.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bios, and today we are talking about Concord. And Concord's controversy, negativity, and overall hate that this game has garnered for what seems to be no reason. And by the title of this video, you would see that I'm saying people hate Concord, but they can't say why. So we're going to be taking a look at that, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on the situation because I really feel that we are going in a very dangerous, if not very scary direction as a community, as a gaming community. So, Concord is a 5v5 hero shooter published by Sony Interactive and made by Firewalk Studios. Now, I don't know what the whole team is comprised of, but we know that they are people that used to work on Destiny, which is made by Bungie, and they separated from them to create this game. Okay, so now what is Concord offering? Concord is offering a first-person hero shooter experience for $40. You'll be able to experience a developing story. You'll be able to have new game modes added, new heroes added over time, seasonal events, etc., etc. At no extra cost. Skins are also earnable and from what I found, also purchasable in game, which is actually a really, really good thing. So you are getting a hero shooter experience for one price, and basically everything in the game is included, if not earnable. So since the game was announced, it had received a ton of negativity. Why? If you watch every single review, no one can tell you why. If you really pay attention and if you are self-aware enough, no one is giving you a hard answer. They're not giving you a clear answer. They're not giving you examples, proof, anything like that. Everything that people are saying is just purely subjective and extremely opinionated, which is fine, but they don't state it as such. They just state it as a fact and also a negative. Now, as far as the general community, we'll get into that in a moment. So before I completely start, I have played Concord. I have played the beta. I have not played the opening title, and I have my reasons why. I am going to give you right now, at the beginning of this video, the answer to why I do not recommend Concord, and it's not what everyone else is saying. But we will get into that as well. So, the reason why I do not recommend Concord currently is because the game had a lot of graphical issues and also optimization issues. The game would lag, it would stutter, it would crash. There are issues with hit registration and button input as well. So these issues, even though they are apparent, it is pretty bad to the point where I'm recommending that you wait for the game to be patched so that these things can get better. But it isn't so bad that it fully hindered my experience on having fun and having a pretty decent time with the game. Now, launch. I haven't played the game at launch because I am waiting for these issues to subside, but my friend did play the game and he said the issues unfortunately have gotten worse and they have spread to other forms of the game, like in the menu. So there's also like weird glitches and stuff happening there, and also people in Steam. I play on PC. I have played the game on PC, and on Steam, people are also saying that issues are apparent and have become worse. So based off of that, that is the hard, cold truth of a tangible, actual thing that I can recommend for why I do not recommend this game and why you probably shouldn't play it. As far as everything else, we're going to get into that now. So the complaints that I have gathered, that I can really gather after watching videos multiple times and really trying to understand what the complaints are, because people are just not really saying it. They're saying that the characters roster is boring. They're saying that they're unappealing. They're saying that they're bland. And I'm sorry, that is not a critique. That is purely subjective. That is not a reason for why this game should not succeed or not be liked. I think the characters look great. That's my objective opinion. You have this one girl who can run around. She throws knives, and she does a ton of damage when she stabs you. There's a robot who can turn invisible and do a lot of stealth and disable your enemies. There's my favorite. I believe the name is It's Z. She's an alien-looking girl. She can teleport by throwing a ball into the air, so you have to be very tactical with her. And she does a lot of damage when she hits you with her other ability, that another ball that comes when you hit an opponent, it comes back to you and boosts your damage. She's also very slippery and very fast. There's also this really cool robot dude who can blow you away with this big vacuum, or he can suck you in. I don't think he can suck you in, but he can suck up damage with it. Um, who else? There is a sniper who can two shot. Um, there's a there's this weird alien mushroom looking one who can put down a little TP plant, attack the enemy, and then disappear into like a health pack. The character roster is interesting, but all of that is subjective. I may like it, you may not. But just because I like something and you don't like something does not mean a game should be played or shouldn't be played. You know? The other complaints is that, oh, this is a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. So what? How is that a bad thing? Why can't people be inspired by something and try to make and put their own spin on it? That's not a negative. Next. I think that's really it. Just the characters, and that this is a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. And then the other thing is that, oh, it's another hero shooter. Marvel Rivals, Marvel Rivals, um, is technically considered a hero shooter or hero brawler. No complaints. Valve is making a new spin on the MOBA aspects, but it's really just a third person shooter. No complaints. What's it called? Fragpunk was also announced. They put their own spin on the whole Valorant formula. No complaints. What else? There's another game. XD Defiant. Literally just all Tom Clancy game characters thrown into an arena. It started off rough, but now that after like they took the criticism, like people gave them the time to, it released with no complaints. So because of so what is the thing with this game? People are saying, oh, the game modes are uninspired. Okay, so in this game, you don't have ultimates. That's already a change. All the characters are designed in a way where you can play any character and not have to be tied into a single composition. So you can literally have a team of anything and still do really well. Every character can fend for themselves, or if you want, if you're playing with a team, your team can actually come together and be able to do something. So you have a lot of ways to play. You don't have to play a support. You don't have to play as a DPS, and you don't have to play as a tank. You can play whatever. The character health pools and stuff are different, but overall damage output and stuff is the same. Next, time to kill. Time to kill is very much longer in this game. It takes a while to kill somebody, which leaves room for counterplay. You're able to escape from your enemies when you're low. If you're good, recover and re-engage. You're not blown to smithereens like in other games, like in XC Defiant or in Fragpunk. The moment you peek your head out, you're actually able to initiate, engage, disengage, and have a whole fight happening, and you're able to do something. You have the time to do something, so you could start off on the losing end, but have time to catch up and take over. So these positives that I'm introducing to you have been negatives for the community, for reviewers and stuff like that, saying that, oh, these things are bad, which I find them good. And also in the same breath of them saying it's bad, they're saying it's good. Like they'll start off saying, oh, time to kill is so long in this game. It takes forever to kill anything. But then in the next verse being like, even though like the time to kill is very long, like I'm able to do this and that, and I can like actually fight and engage and have prolonged fights and think about what I'm gonna do next. So I'm like, is it a negative or is it a positive? You know, there's been a lot of that. No one has been able to put Concord is a bad game because of this. So as far as the people's reception, this is where we're gonna get into this. So why does the community not like Concord? Why? I've already talked about the hero designs. I've already talked about the gameplay. Um, so I think from what I've gathered, people don't like this game because Sony made it. Sony published it. Sony is a generally known as a single title experience, single player experience game company or whatever. That's the experience they offer. Games like The Last of Us, God of War, um whatever else of the like. That's what they do. And lately, they've been trying to get into the hero shooter genre. I mean, not the hero shooter genre, into the live service genre. They bought Bungie. They have pretty good ties with like Final Fantasy. They had some other titles before that have crashed and burned. Um, so people are, I guess, very adverse to that. But even though I understand those sentiments, this is my issue with it. Now, as much as I can understand, like not wanting more live service games, um, because the live service games that we have right now are on the free to play model. So we have Overwatch that switches free to play. We have Apex Legends. We have Valorant, etc., etc. So then you have this game that comes out with the box price, and that also offers a game to be more holistically a better alternative to the freemium model. Everyone's reaction was negative, and in my opinion, really over dramatic and overblown for no reason because this is from a developer that we know nothing about. Like literally, like no bad history. No, oh they had a game, they dropped it, they stole all the money, and you never heard from them again. There's just nothing. This isn't also like a cyberpunk where this is a very credible company. The game comes out bad and you feel like you were still duped out of your money because they promised you all these things and they basically lied and all that stuff. None of this is a thing. Besides the launch, the beta and launch issues, sure. But this is just not like there it was just immediately. I hate this game. This game is ugly. This game deserves to fail. This game is boring. People that literally have never played it, still not playing it, talking crap about this game. I just don't understand. Like it boggles my mind. Like, and it really bothers me because for me, I love multiplayer shooter games that I can play with my friends, hop in, hop out, or whatever. Have long sessions, short sessions, whatever. It's just fun to me. That's what I like. That's what I enjoy. What I don't enjoy, 'cause I know some of you are thinking, why don't you just play Overwatch? I do. Why don't you just play Apex? I have. Why don't you play Valorant? I did. The reason why I did not stick with these games, um, number one, I don't like the time to kill. It's too short, like in Valorant. You peek your head, click, you're dead. It's too much. Um, and also I don't like the freemium model when it comes to having everything be nickel and dimed and almost nothing earnable. How is that fun for anybody? Like people just love spending upwards of $50 to $100 on a weapon skin. Like that's not enjoyable to me. That's not how I want to spend my time and money. Why would I want to invest such high amounts of money for just a freaking skin, for a recolor, for a little bit of a little flare on my gun? That doesn't make any sense to me. And also that should not be something that people should be advocating for. Um, there should be an option in these games where you can buy if you want, like if you don't want to be patient and earn it, you can buy it immediately. And for those who just don't have the money or just don't want to spend, have the option to just earn it in game, do some quests or something, get this many kills or something or whatever, like something that everybody can do and earn it. And before you think people, oh, because I see comments like this and all like, oh, you want them to like not make money? You think they're not gonna make any money if they just make skins to be earnable? Yes, they will. Gamers are impatient. Gamers want things to have stuff right now, right now. They so for the ones that have the money, and usually the ones that are few that are paying for the game is holding the financials of the game up high anyway. Those are called whales. That's what they're called, whales in the community. So those people, even though there's not a lot of them, they pay so much money. Like 10 people can pay for like can keep the game going for like 1,000 people or something like that. So why not have both experiences? Your game is being played, it's being popular, and you're still getting money. Best of both worlds. Very easy. And that is something that this game tried to do. Like no one wanted to see the positives of what this game is trying to offer, and they said bashed on it. And now we are left with a game barely breaking 600 players on Steam. I've already said my reasons for why I'm not currently playing it. I'm not going to invest something that doesn't work that well all the time. You might see in my footage right here times where it lags. Um and stutters and stuff like that. But overall, um, just no one has been able to really explain why this game is quote unquote horrible, is quote unquote terrible, is quote unquote does not deserve to exist, it's quote unquote a waste of time, it's quote unquote a waste of money. Like no one besides me right now telling you that there are graphical issues with the game, which is a problem. But as far as everything else, is not a problem. Other things that people have complained about. Oh, I remember seeing someone say in a video that $40 is a premium price. Since when is 40? You're making stuff up. When has $40 been a premium price? People are saying this is a AAA game. If anything, this is probably a AA game. $40. Okay, $40 or AA. It's on a smaller studio. Yes, it's published by Sony, but that does not automatically make it a AAA title. We have had indie games have better graphics than this, and it's still indie. It's still $20. It's still $30. It's still $40, but it's still indie. So why? How? So how come now with this game suddenly $40 is a premium price, especially when games are upwards of $70 to $80? How is that premium? A game with one price, earnable cosmetics, a developing story, and seasonal experiences offered at no extra charge. Please tell me how that is a premium. If anything, that should be the standard. My next issue was people were complaining about the what's it called, the hero roster thing where you can like set up your crew and you get like certain buffs from it. To be honest, I didn't notice it. I haven't noticed it at all. My friend, when he played when it came out, still didn't notice it. Did not affect gameplay to a point where it was a must-have. It did not affect gameplay to the point where people were making metas. It did not affect gameplay to the point where it was ruining the experience. I didn't notice it. I just picked the character and played the game. I went to other people's streams. Hey, did you notice this thing about the hero stuff? They're like, oh yeah, I noticed it, but it doesn't do anything. People that actually spend time in the game. And people also telling other people, don't listen to what they're saying on YouTube. Do your own research. Try the game out. But people just want to have like this hive mind, this little hive mob mind mentality of, oh, everyone hates something, I gotta hate it too, so I can be a part of something. So I can be a part of something bigger than me. Type of behavior. So as you can see right here, like this, like that yellow bar was the crew, and you could customize that. And there's also different variants of the of like different heroes with like some people have different effects on their abilities, and you could like mix and match or stuff like that. So here we have a game doing something a little bit interesting and a little bit different. Just because you don't understand it, it's bad. Which is kind of funny how in history, whenever we don't understand something, we say it's bad and we try to end it. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. So instead of just playing the game and trying to figure it out like me and my friends did, granted for this aspect we had no idea that it was a thing, but instead of trying to figure out how it worked, so then we can see if it's a problem, you just immediately like, no, this is stupid. I don't understand it. It's stupid. Leave it alone. If it's such a problem, it could be patched out. They can take it out of the game. They can improve the cosmetics. They can improve the map design. Oh, the map is another problem. People are saying like, "Oh my gosh, this game is so bad. Like the maps of the game is so terrible. They're so unmemorable. They're so this, they're so that." Please tell me, in what game besides Call of Duty do people actually remember maps in a shooter? Oh, you think Valorant has memorable maps? Most people hate them. Oh, Overwatch? You think Overwatch has memorable maps? People may have nostalgia for certain maps now and again. It's because as an Overwatch player, and I can say that Overwatch people are sick. Okay? Sick people. Um we complain about something that we had for a very long time. The moment's done, the moment it is gone and we get something else that's worse, we miss the old thing. It's Overwatch is an abusive relationship. I can say this. I play Overwatch. I played Overwatch since the day it came out till now, going on 8 years. I can say this. Overwatch has a lot of problems. Okay? None of those maps are memorable. Most people hate all of the maps. Every time like in this past update with Juno, they released two new maps. I want to say two new maps. And oh, here's the lag. Here's the lag. I have no problem putting this out. Here's the lag. Here's what's happening. It happens a lot on this map. This map has a lot of water animations on the outside, and it causes the game to break. So here it is. You can also see my camera is also streaming, is also breaking, but this was happening to everybody. So I was surprised that it was also affecting my OBS. But yeah, the maps in Overwatch, it's pretty at first, but then people hate it. We forget about it. We're not sitting there going like, oh my god, this is such a well designed map. It's so like, whatever. It's gotten to the point in Overwatch. It's gotten to the point where pro players, I guess, and streamers were advocating for map changes to the point where maps are being taken out and reworked. We just got back. I want to say Rialto. I don't know that Rome looking map, whatever. Um, and they like added new openings and stuff. Is it better? Sure. Do people love it? No. What's another game? Oh, Apex. I don't hear anything about people talking about in Apex. Some people be like, oh, I like this map and the other only because it's pretty. It's pretty. It's not a memorable map. Memorable map. Oh, like we're here fighting on this map, and this map was so good. Like there were so many different ways I could do this. No one talks about maps like this. So why for this game suddenly maps are such a high priority, a must have? It's a map that you play on, you shoot to kill, you move on with your day. That's it. And if anything, I will say something positive about the maps. I like how they had it where you can go about um you can go about the objectives in different ways for all characters. There's plenty of fake routes, plenty of places to fight and stuff like that. But overall, are they crazy? Are they amazing? No, it's just a map. You fight on it, you move on to the next one. Only in Call of Duty, maybe Modern Warfare, and possibly Battlefield, maybe. That I've heard like, oh, these maps are great, are amazing, are memorable, da da da. So it's very much few and far between. Like let's keep it let's honestly keep it 100 right now. Like let's honestly be for real. This is not me coming into defense of Concord. I really don't care. The thing that I am just like passionate about and talking and discussing is most is has most to do with the offering that this game has, where this is a game that's a box office price, not that bad, $40. Okay, $40. You get the seasonal events included. You have earnables cosmetics. You have a story that you get to experience every week, every time you open up the game, and it's gonna get bigger. Um, and that's it. That's it. I don't want to log into a game like I do currently. I have to be reminded every single time. We want your money. Buy this. Get this. This skin right here that you wanted for a very long time because we teased it in something, is limited for 24 hours. Pay up. I don't like being nickel and dimed, especially in a video game. Especially in a video game. I don't like that. I don't want to be investing so much money in a game to the point where I can't play anything else. That I feel tied to the game because that's what these companies do. They make you pay so much money for these freaking skins so that you feel objective, that you feel not objective, that you feel like you must play it. You have to play it every single day because you spent this much money on skins. That's how League works. Is League kind of fun? Yeah. But is it so good that like that's what's been keeping it going for like what the past 20 years? No, it's because of the cosmetics. It's holding people hostage. That's why. And I talked to plenty of people who played League and asked them, so how much have you paid for all these like skins and stuff? They tell me that they spent the upwards of thousands of dollars. And then of course they say I can't stop playing because I spent that much money in this game. Like I'm invested. Financially invested. And we as a community have become accustomed to this type of model, and we are hurting ourselves because of it. We are hurting ourselves because of it to a point where a game like this comes out and all it did was show a little trailer and a little gameplay and we hate it. We completely have ignored everything else around the game and just bashed it instead of going, what is this game? What is it offering? do I like it? Let me give it a chance or not. And I also understand on the other side of the coin, a lot of people have been burned, and a lot of us are aware. I'll put aware with quotation marks asterisks in front of that we don't get burned. You know, we're gonna wait for reviews. We're gonna see what people say before we get into it. But a lot of people are still pre-ordering. Okay, even this game has pre-ordered. Do not pre-order anything. I do not care because we've heard it time and time again. I do not care if the company is reputable. I do not care if this company has done everything in their power since day one to be the most to be the most uh um consumer friendly, caring about the game, talented, whatever. Because just like how we saw with CD Projekt Red, and I will call it out, just like how we saw with them in Cyberpunk, people will they will turn on you. This is a business, and these games are a product. Now I'm going to segue into something else that has happened since this game has received so much negative backlash. There is a developer that worked on this game on Twitter attacking people. I'm going to address this. That is not cool. That is not okay, and that's very unprofessional. I understand that you've worked on this game for many years. I understand that you worked with very talented people to create this game and put your time, your talent, your effort, everything you have to create this game. I understand it, and I thank you much for it. But because of this game, and it's is in a very negative state right now. It's in a very unpopular state right now. The last thing that you can do, especially for your baby, the last thing that you can do is attack people that are trying to have a genuine conversation with you. Um, that's the last thing that you want to do, and because of that, the only thing that you are doing is giving them more ammo to hate this game. You are not helping anybody. You're not helping your game. You're not helping your company. You're not helping your friends. You're not helping your partners. It is completely unacceptable to be going around on Twitter attacking people. Go log off for a second. Take a day. Be upset. Go cry. Do whatever. Regroup. Talk to your talk to your team and put yourself together. Because if there's one thing that this game needs doesn't need, excuse me, is for you guys to be acting out online. That's the last thing this game needs, especially from people that are trying to defend it. Especially for people trying to defend it and talk positively about it, which is very few, very few. Um, I do count myself as one of those people trying to talk positively, but I'm speaking the truth. Now that I got all that off my chest, this is what I want to say. Please do not be a part of the problem. Do not be a part of the hive of negativity. Um, list look at a game, like literally look at it. If there's a beta, try it. If you don't want to, you don't want to. Everybody is free to do whatever they want. Everybody's free to do whatever they want. But collecting yourselves together in such a negative bubble, especially when developers are trying to offer something that could be better, does nothing but set us back. And it doesn't encourage those developers, future developers, to do this type of thing in the future because they see how the public reacted. They don't want to be reacted that way, and they're just gonna go into the next best thing. Hey, you see how they reacted? You see what they did? You see how they shut down this studio? See how they shut down that game? We're just gonna do it like this and get all the money out of them, like the freaking like the freaking money whales they are, and just move on with their day because that's what they want. That's what we're showing them what we want. And once again, not a single person that's talking about this game, um, like trying to explain why it failed, da da da. There's one person I might do a reaction to their video. I watched some of it that my cousin sent me. This guy is talking about like, oh, the hero designs and why they're not memorable and why people don't like them. And when you look at somebody, you could immediately tell if they're a fast hero, if they're this hero. I understand the sentiment, but the thing is that I don't agree with it. Excuse me. As of now, I haven't finished watching it, but as of that point, the reason why I don't agree is because this game has characters that are made to just be played. So this character that I'm talking about, she has glasses, she has gloves in her hand, she has a knife, and look at her pose. This what does this communicate to you? She's clearly a melee brawler. She has knives in her hand. She doesn't have a gun. Her stance speaks speed, probably a runner, and especially since she has the gloves in her hand. I think the characters communicate what they are just fine. And even if they don't, that's also where the fun is. Like, we looked at this alien character, the one with the mushrooms. We were like, what is that? What do they do? To the point where my friend played that character so much they fell in love with it. Like, oh, this is my favorite character. This character's so fun. Once they figured out how they worked, and that's why I clicked with Itzy. Once we figured out how they worked, it just clicked. And that tells me that the developers did a good job. They did a good job. They were able to communicate something to the player, and it worked. It clicked. So that's basically it. Um, I'm just, I don't know if I'm gonna talk about this game again. I probably will, but I really don't want to. Again and again and again. It's just that every time I see something or watch a video, and they're just like sitting there yapping their mouths off, and some people are even lying. You can see in my past videos where I react to some criticism, and one of them even lied to the point where like they lied about what how Overwatch is played in comparison to this game. Just straight up lying, or at least false information, old information. Uh, Basically, that's all I wanted to say. Like, we are very much reacting very very badly. Um, we are affecting the games that are coming out. Um, because it's just unjustified. No one can say why they didn't like the game. I have done that. I've saying so. I'll say it again at the end of this video. Concord has bugs. Has bugs that need to be ironed out. Wait for those things to be ironed out. Especially on PC, the optimization is absolutely horrible. Obviously, um, console is a lot better. I have a friend that plays on console. He said it's fine. There's a few stutters here and there. Generally, the gameplay on console is fine. Hopefully, the numbers are better there, but really hard to say. I would hate to see this game die. And that's another thing. Why does it that this game has to die? Why is it that this game has to die and not anything else? Why is it that we gave No Man's Sky a chance? Why is it that we gave Cyberpunk 2077 a chance? People do not like this game because Sony made it. They don't want Sony to make live service games. They just want Sony to make single players. And if you want to hold that tone, then you should be going after Bungie, and you should be going after whatever live service games that they have going on currently right now. Um, but of course, you're not going to do that. Um, yeah, they don't want Sony to be making these type of games, and they're mad about it. If this was an independent studio releasing this game, there probably wouldn't have been any negative reception because just like how I mentioned with the other games, like Fragpunk, um, Deadlock by Valve, oh, there's also a game that was made by Shroud. I forgot what it's called, like Link something. Another Valorant like hero shooter thing with a little gimmick where you can switch between two characters or whatever. Um, no negative reception there. If this game was not released by Sony Interactive Entertainment, I really think there would not have been any backlash, any, because what people want for this game is to have a knockoff Guardians of the Galaxy single player experience so they can be happy and feel good about themselves. I really don't get it. That's just not what the game is. I don't really see why it has to be such a problem. But if you don't like it, move on. You don't have to play it. I don't know why you have to sit here online. I don't get why everyone needs to sit online and talk so much crap about this game, especially when it has such a good offering. At least for the offer alone, because where we're going in the free to play and just showing these companies this is the type of experience that we want is sickening. It really is. It's disturbing. To the point where a lot of people, and I would say reputable people who used to fight against this, are now keeping silent and just going on the bandwagon of the chain of the game and not going like me questioning why is Concord getting so much negative hate? What is it that they said? What is it that they've done? What happened to like guilty innocent until proven guilty? So yeah, once again, people don't like this game because Sony published it. They think all the negative opinion that I have gathered has all been opinionated and have no basis. Um, They have no basis nor weight. People rather be nickel and dimed. They want this game to go free to play they can continue to spend upwards of hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars on a video game. That's what they want. And yeah, that's basically it. So that's my take on the situation. It's very disappointing, and yeah, I probably will react to the video that I mentioned, and that's basically it. Please leave your thoughts and comments down in the description. I would love to hear it, and see what the future holds. Later.